Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Disco Elysium, where we are still trying to find the balcony guy so we can ask him a few questions about the crime, and we found out what apartment he's staying in. It's number 28. But as always, we also got a little bit sidetracked because the cleaning lady gave us a new task, which is to check out the apartment that's supposed to be empty but apparently isn't. So yeah, I guess we will do that, but maybe before I take care of that, let's have a look at what else is going on here. A note reads foreclosed by Martinez Realty Associates. Oh yeah, this apartment is very empty. Ooh, what is this? Book 16 Days of Coldest April. Use interact button in inventory to inspect the book. Alright, let's have a look at it. The cover features a row of concrete buildings with a monochrome rainbow in the sky. A monochrome rainbow. It tells a rather excruciating story about two lovers during a period of ethnic unrest in Yugograd. The book has been filed under psychological realism. Okay, sounds very exciting. Let's interact.
In your hands you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekaterina Dahl. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow.
And apparently it feels heavy.
Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead.
Why is that? How long is this book anyway? Yeah, let's have a look at it.
You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long.
600 pages? That is quite a long story.
Real art is dense and difficult. If it didn't feel like you had to wrestle a suicidal bear to get through it, you weren't really reading.
I don't really agree with that statement, but okay. Let's look at the back cover.
The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
And what does she look like?
She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you.
Yeah, this has gotta be one cheerful book, I can already see that. But yeah, let's start reading.
In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturned motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. The Yugograd riots took place from 27 to 29. Fueled by ethnic unrest and the state's repressive tactics, these events are often seen as marking the end of a brief period of liberalization known as the Yugograd Spring. Like all such periods, it is frequently memorialized in art and literature.
So Encyclopedia chimes in as well and gives me additional information.
As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes.
Alright, what happens next?
It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
It would physically hurt me. Read 10 more pages. No, I won't subject myself to Gradian realism. I don't know. Maybe I will take the hint if it's going to physically hurt me. Maybe I'm going to read this like before going to bed when I can heal up anyway. So kind of like as a, shortly before bed kind of light reading. So yeah, maybe I will read this later.
You've made the right life choices today, sir.
Even the book thinks that I shouldn't be reading it. I mean, it's the book telling this to me. Put the book away. But I mean, I still have it in my inventory, so I can read it later if I want to, okay. Anyway, let's see what else is going on here. Waves crashing in the darkness. Someone has torn down this wall. Alright, and this is like the next apartment? An old grocery list on the table and checks. Alright, we got more stuff. I mean, come to think of it, I have a lot of healing items, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I actually continue reading. Then again, if I get such a stern warning, maybe I shouldn't tempt fate. Okay, we can go to the balcony, although this is probably a different balcony. Let's instead take a look at that apartment again. I think it was this one, right?
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
Alright, I have a new dialogue option. This apartment is supposed to be empty. Did you break in here? Right.
Excuse me? Of course not.
Then what are you doing inside there?
You have plenty of reason to enter.
I don't need a warrant if I suspect there's been a break-in. Then open the door so I can verify your identity. Are you cooking morphine in there? Yeah, I guess this is maybe how the law works in this place. You know, I have probable cause now and I can just, you know, go inside even without a warrant. Let's see.
Oh, come on.
There's a pause before you hear the door being unlocked. Okay, that actually worked.
Well, that was easy.
Indeed.
That was smart.
The lieutenant says, nodding towards the unlocked door. Well, thank you, Kim. Alright, let's look inside. Okay, well, there's our lady. Let me have a look around first before I talk to her. Ooh, what is this? Black monk straps. +1 to indirect modes of taxation? What does that even mean? Plus indirect modes of taxation. Affluent moneymaker man. These P and Ingersoll shoes have no lacing but a strap and a buckle. Due to their elegant and affluent design, they have been described as the most advanced dress shoe. So advanced, in fact, that walking through slush and mud does not leave a single trace on them. I mean, that's neat, but I'm not sure what kind of benefit it's giving me. Also, I just noticed it. My shoes also reduce my savoir-faire. But at least this one also gives me composure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this does, so I'm not going to wear it. Looks like a fine mattress. Don't be ridiculous, you can hear it swarming with bugs. I mean, maybe it looks fine, but it isn't. A blister pack of medicine peeks out of the box. You should take it. Huh, yeah, maybe should. Hypnogamma, +3 morale. Ooh, that is very useful. Okay, now let's talk to the lady.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
So you're a real estate agent. Why didn't you just say so?
Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. More than 20, at least.
That's a lot of different keys indeed.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
She fumbles through her purse, fishing out a light paper-clad passport. Sure, let's have a look at it.
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all her personal details.
Of course, apparently I have no way of telling if this is, like, legit, because I don't remember what an actual passport would look like. Nice haircut. Hand back the passport. Everything seems to be in order. Yeah, it probably is. I wouldn't know, to be honest.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour.
I may have a few questions. So, what are you doing here?
I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
Yeah, I can see that. Sounds like they knew how to have a good time. Representable who lived here. I fuck shit up too. Yes, you do. I've seen your apartment or your room in the Whirling in Rex.
Ha! Sounds like you've spent too much time undercover in some rock band.
Well, maybe a disco band.
It's not a compliment.
It sounds like one. So, who lived here?
It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent.
A moribund old man who used to be a business owner, okay?
A sudden serious look crosses her face. This story didn't have a happy ending.
No, because he was moribund, so he was, dying.
But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry.
Well, I can ask about the foreclosed apartment. Not sure why I would need to know, but I have the option, so let's ask it.
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but
I guess there were no valuables inside.
And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall.
Yes, I actually saw that hole.
A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
She snaps her fingers.
The sum must have been puny.
My money has also disappeared, I think. Well, it has, although I have been able to collect quite a bit until then. It couldn't have been that much money. These apartments look pretty shabby. Yeah, he probably didn't have much money. I mean, why else would he be, behind his rent?
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable.
I believe the affordable part, the rest not so much. And I guess they may have a nice view of the bay.
I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
Look, lady, you don't need to, make a sales pitch here. My money has also disappeared, I think. It kinda has.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it.
Alright, so tell me more about the wall, I suppose.
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
Well, maybe you have to invest some money into it, and then you can rent them again. I thought you have money, right? But yeah, I guess that's all I can ask.
Of course.
Okay, so I investigated the apartment for the cleaning lady. So now I have to report back to the cleaning lady. Okay. That can be arranged. I just need to get out of here. Sometimes using the directional keys is not going to work that well. Alright, let's talk to her.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment number 10. It was just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants. Yes. Not very exciting, I'm afraid.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
I mean, mostly people who are, low on money. Yes, radio computer wizards are coming. They're gonna save the place and the economy. No one is coming. There will be nothing but squalor unless we start killing real estate agents. Legs, women and sexual deviants, that's what comes bit. I'm sure everything will be fine. This apartment building needs slow change. Imperceptibly slow. Again, it's very on the nose. This is moralist. This is fascist. This is communist. This is ultra-liberal. I kind of like the radio computer wizards, though, because it's just such an absurd image in my mind. So I'm going to pick this one just because I think it's funny.
Oh, I do like wizards. And people like that in general. They have a lot to tell us about our fates.
Maybe not these kinds of wizards, but who knows? Who knows?
She means clairvoyance.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to leave her be. Okay, so I guess we finished that task. Yep, it's done. Now, I guess before I go to the other balcony or the exit... Oh, hang on a second, what is this?
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about the white antlers, and apparently the star is also part of it. Okay, let's inspect the symbol closer.
The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure.
So why is the star upside down?
To symbolize the toppling of the old order.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. It is less strange than the other metaphors the communists seem to be using in this world.
Also, some social democrats were already using it.
Okay, and why is it white?
Because white is the color of peace.
Okay, and what does it evoke in me?
Gone. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain in dirty hallways.
Encyclopedia, you totally lured me into a trap here. I was just investigating this and it took away some of my morale. You let me down. I thought we were friends. Why did you do this to me, Encyclopedia?
You are the big communism builder now. It's you or no one.
Well, I guess then it's no one, because I'm not sure if he's capable for that kind of task. Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, there's literally no way to avoid this kind of hit to morale, unless I just skip the thought, or I have, not enough encyclopedia to actually notice it. I mean, I'm still mostly communist, and yeah, I got a point for ultra-liberal for the radio computer wizard replies, so it was pretty obvious. So at some point you can kind of try to game the game by picking certain options if you want to reach certain points. Once you notice the pattern, it's certainly possible. But yeah, let's return to the balcony. And apartment number 28. Which is this one? Can you please go up the stairs? Alright, here we go.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
I mean, I'm not surprised. This is not like the best part of town.
Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Right.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Let's knock.
No one answers.
Okay.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking in the cold spring air. But I mean, it is kind of evening.
We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
Okay, so I'm about an hour too early. What are you talking about? Sounds good tonight at 21 hours. I don't think I can make it. I mean, yeah, I guess we can give this a try.
Tonight at 9 p.m., right here, apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Alright, so I have to pass some time before I can talk to the balcony guy. Okay, maybe let's go back into the building and let's see if we can find anything else of interest around here. I guess we can check out the other balcony over here. I mean, there's gotta be a different balcony, right? It's also weird that the balcony sign is on, like, the other side. That's not where you would expect the balcony sign, because, you know, it's in the direction of the balcony. Okay, but now we are outside again, and there's some stuff going on here. Alright, let's look around. Oh yeah, I remember this lady. Do you want to talk to me?
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
Cindy the Skull. The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
I'm not sure if I really need that info. We just want to know your name, little lady. No need to get defensive. Don't use that tone with me. I am the law. Let's start with your blood type and go from there. Hep. Yeah. When were you last tested? Just answer some questions, okay? Yeah, no need to get offensive.
And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil is only used in government vehicles, or at least that's the idea.
You keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? What are you doing to the wall? Do you know anything about the recent murder? Is that government fuel oil? Okay, let's see if I can ask all of this. So, are you looking at something?
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief.
Oh, she's looking at Joyce. She turns her head to face the coast and nods disdainfully towards Joyce performing maintenance on her boat. Speaking of which, that's another way that I could pass some time. Talk to Joyce again. I can tell her about our investigation and continue my reality lowdown, I suppose.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features.
Probably both of it.
The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
No, why should she?
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Oh, you mean Joyce?
On a first name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world.
Why all the negativity? Yeah, I don't like her either. I mean, she was pretty polite towards me, so at least I have no reason to hate her. I guess she mostly dislikes her because of her politics. I mean, this girl doesn't seem to be an ultra-liberal, probably, and I'm guessing that's what Joyce is, essentially, because she's representing, like, the capital, right? So, why all the negativity?
Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to defend her honor?
I don't like her that much. What are you doing to the wall? Do you know anything about the recent murder? Okay, so we're back to the starting questions. So, what are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural. An aerograffitio visible from low orbit.
An aerograffito visible from low orbit. I kinda doubt it.
I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
She studies the wall, suddenly pensive. So you don't know what to write. Why are you so committed to the facing the building? Yeah, you're trying to write something, I gather?
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here.
Alright, I get it.
We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cats. And my name's not Mona, so...
I mean, you could write Cindy was here, but it's not really original either. So why are you so committed to the facing the building?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium.
I don't know, I feel the building already looks pretty havocked, but what do I know?
I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
Alright, I have an opinion on this, wanna hear it? Do I now? Okay, let's bring it.
Yeah?
I love public art, don't mind us, keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna have to stop you, this is hooliganism. Actually, I don't have an opinion, I lied. I mean, that's kind of boring. And honestly, I don't care. This is really not my job to stop her from, painting the building with whatever she's trying to do here. So I guess I'm going for this one.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
Well, you're welcome.
She means the opposite.
You don't say. You're saying that she was being sarcastic. But okay, maybe she can tell me something about the murder.
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
I mean, she may not actually know anything, and even if she does, she doesn't seem very cooperative.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
Yes, thank you for your input, Kim.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
So, is that government fuel oil that you're using?
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
Back in Jamrock. So you didn't steal this from Kim's car, for example. I think he would be very mad about that. Fumes are bad for you, okay. You'd better hand it over. That's some clever cultural commentary. Like I said, this is not really my job, stopping her from putting graffitis on the wall. I have other tasks to do, so, yeah. I don't know, clever cultural commentary, I guess? I mean, I could also use fumes are bad for you, but it sounds very patronizing, so I guess I'm going to pick this one.
You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo.
All right, I can't wait to see your artwork once it's done, so catch you later.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
All right, noted. Okay, but we have some stuff we can look at here, like another room. And quite a bit of stuff going on inside. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy? I mean, that's possible. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate, the rats of the city. Well, I mean, as long as they are beneath the grate. Enough coal to last for several winters, smells of chemicals. Ooh, we got more pens, but doesn't look like pens that I want to use. Why was that updated though? Pour l'homme laborer jeans. Although these jeans look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. That beautiful peach-shaped menace has imprinted itself so deep in the fabric you can't but wonder if wearing them would start molding your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. Yeah, but I think I prefer the regular black jeans. So, I'm not going to wear this. And quite a bit of money. Alright. Seems to be all. Let's go outside again. But I think I've seen some stuff up here. The door's locked, you can't get in. The chair's new, someone lives back here. Huh, okay. And more money. Look at all the money I have. I feel almost rich. Okay, so I guess I should be able to actually exit through this door and then I can go and talk to Joyce again. Presumably, if I use the stairs here, they will go to... Yep, that's where they're going. Oh, hang on a second. What do we got here? I clearly haven't seen this before. Suggestion, but minus half light. Huh. I'm finding quite a bit of neat stuff. Signal blue naval coat. This classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including you. And if you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back, even if moths have left a few holes in it. I think my current one is better. But I mean, it's nice to have options in case I need to pass like a certain skill check. Now, let's go and talk to Joyce again. We can tell her about our investigation.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I have actually more than one new dialogue option. I spoke with a lorryman at the roundabout. I guess this is about the investigation, right?
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, where exactly are these eyes located? We have discovered enough to conclude for now. Yeah, tell me about your eyes.
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologise for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
Okay.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
So basically you have been observing our movements and what we did.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
There does seem to be an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
That's a very smooth reply, Kim.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
Okay.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Okay, but what makes you think so?
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Iron and strawberries. What was that about a bloodbath? Tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected? Yeah, why do you think that this will cause a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Okay, but why?
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Okay, so she's not actually going to give me any more details on that. But yeah, you think the lynching and the strike are connected, right?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith. What exactly does that mean?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Okay, and they didn't like the offer, so they hired the private military contractor. Okay.
Every worker...
A member of the board, huh?
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
So, you do need a security detail now?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
So, the guy who got lynched was part of that, security?
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
This doesn't sound good.
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Trauma and stressor disorder. Is this like post-traumatic stress disorder? So yeah, it sounds like our victim may have been part of this private military company.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant union members to subdue him.
Okay, well, this is a new detail that I haven't heard about yet.
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
Okay, and what then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
What do you mean for now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
So you think they might try to take revenge for their lynched colleague?
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
All of them? Well, I can understand why you think this is going to be a bloodbath. You've made a mess here. I have to say, this is not disco. Maybe the investigation can team up, share resources and intelligence. I'm not sure if I want that. Clearly, these guys have a bias, so I'm not sure if I want to team up with them. Boy, oh boy, this is not good. Yep, and it's totally not disco.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put...
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
I see. So I have to find the perpetrator. Otherwise, they will basically just carry out their own kind of revenge justice. I mean, I don't want to pin it on someone good. I want to find the person who's actually responsible. So, that's a little bit different, but I see what you mean.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Well, maybe they can call in reinforcements.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
So you think these military contractors are so overpowered that they can take on like 2,000 Union members? I'm not sure about that.
The Seraï's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
Well, that is very impressive, but I feel that the Union also has some pretty strong people and some surely have weapons and whatnot. So I can't believe that 2 people would be able to kill 2,000 Union members.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
All right, so you think they are so overpowered that they would be able to do this?
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
I see.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Okay, well, I understand what you mean. I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing? I think the confrontation is inevitable. I hope not. Yeah, it sounds very bleak. I mean, it's not that I doubt that this would be possible, but I'm not entirely convinced yet.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia.
Well, actually, I kinda know my name now, so you can call me Harry.
All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Okay, so I have to find the perpetrator one way or the other. I mean, it doesn't sound that she actually cares if the person that I find is the guilty one. It's just, it just has to be someone who is believable. What can you tell me about Colonel, what you said, the deceased assaulted a woman? Yeah, I haven't heard about that before. Is Colonel the one who was hanged? Did you know him? Where are the remaining 2 mercs now? Sure, let's try to ask all the questions. Tell me about Colonel.
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Okay.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in 3rd or 4th world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
There are 4th world countries in this world? Okay.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Okay, I get it.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
And apparently now they're also operating here in Ravachol. So, anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Okay, but if they work for your company, why can't your company just call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
How convenient. It's almost as if the company doesn't want to call them off.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Well, maybe she is, but what about her company? Maybe the company is fine with a little bloodbath if it takes care of the Union. But yeah, tell me more about this assault.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then? What did these teenagers by the canal say? Yeah, who exactly told you this?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
And what did what did these teenagers say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
But you don't really have any evidence for it.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Yeah, no one has ever told us anything about it, even though it seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
Okay, any idea who this woman was?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumour. About a rumour. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
All right, well, can you tell me more about this colonel?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
And his name was?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Lely is his nom de guerre. Why would he choose a name like that? Okay, tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
So Corty, Lely, and Phyllis. Okay. And she doesn't have a nickname?
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret to her voice.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
Yeah, I guess you normally don't try to look at details like this. And if she didn't know him, then maybe she would have tried to make something up.
That's all right, ma'am. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed, this matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own.
Okay.
In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
All right, and what about the remaining two mercs? Where are they?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth.
Yes, so you said.
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We still need to know where they are. We'll confront them directly. Okay, we'll steer clear of the moment. I mean, I would still like to know where to find them. Or what place to avoid, for that matter.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Okay, I have a very high logic check here. Clothes didn't fit right, scab leader bad acting. Okay, well, let's try this skill check.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Okay, so we found one of them already.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the goon in ill-fitting work clothes by the harbour gates, the scab leader. Yes, apparently so.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
I will think about it.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Well, I mean, if it's going to stop this confrontation, maybe you should consider it. Regardless of what your employer thinks of it.
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
Indeed. One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout. Well, that's what logic seems to think.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Well, we'll see about that.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
She nods towards the sloop's cabin. Okay, well, maybe I have another question for you.
I hope I can answer it better.
Okay, one final question. How much time do we have to, solve this puzzle?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
That is very vague.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There is a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Okay, well, in that case, we definitely have to hurry up. But I suppose that's enough for now?
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Well, as it happens, there is. I have more options, but the episode is getting very long, and I still need to pass a little bit of time, so we will continue this discussion in the next one, but for now, that would be all. Okay, well, this was a very interesting development. Lots of information, and we finished a bunch of quests, and we did get a new skill point. Which I may want to use for visual calculus. I mean, I have a lot of it, but I kind of want to unlock the skill check to investigate the footprints again, because that seems important. But, like I said, for now, let's call it a day. As always, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.